In the 3rd year of being the tag-along little sister to the boy next door, I finally worked up the courage to confess. But instead of confessing in the dark to him, it ended up being his roommate, William. He had these deep, mysterious eyes and spoke with this lazy drawl. Like me, seriously? I was trembling with nerves, about to explain, and then he coolly said, "If you're just messing with me, you're dead." So, I had no choice but to start dating William. I thought I'd break up with him soon, but surprisingly, I got deeper into this relationship. Until Frank messed up my date with William. I know you have night blindness, and my confession was intentional. I was wrong. Can you give me another chance, big brother? I like you. Can you be my boyfriend? In the dark, all I could see was a shadowy figure of the guy on the opposite couch. He stayed silent, not saying a word. I stood there, shaking nervously. Why was Frank acting so cold today? Shouldn't he just accept or reject me? Being friends for so long, he had to know my feelings. Are you nervous? Frank's voice sounded different than usual, lower. Maybe he caught a cold since it was winter. I didn't think too much of it. Confessing to you, of course, I'm a bit nervous. I fiddled with the cat tail behind me, offering it to his hand. So, are you going to accept? A soft click, then the lights flooded the room. My eyes adjusted, and there was William, looking amused, holding the cat tail tied around my waist. Seeing who it really was made everything spin, my mind went blank. I instinctively stepped back, shaking even more. Why on earth was it Frank's roommate, William, who got my confession? I could have sworn I texted Frank to come to this room. The cat tail slipped from William's hand. He looked up at me, raising an eyebrow gently. He asked again with that lazy tone, like me, seriously? I trembled nervously, ready to explain, when he hooked his fingers through the leather garter on my thigh and said coolly, "If you try playing with me, you'll regret it." His touch lightly tugged on my leg band, pulling me closer. I couldn't admit I confessed to the wrong guy. Who says this boyfriend isn't great? He's just awesome. Pop. 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 The sound of mini fireworks and my friends cheering filled the room. That kicked off my real moment of social death. My clueless best friend, missing my failure cue, brought in everyone at the planned celebration time. William quickly stood up and shielded me from everyone at the door, chuckling. "Clara, you planned this whole thing, huh? You must really like me." My face felt warm where he touched my thigh, my head in a whirl. Resignedly, I nodded. "Really like you?" "Yep, a whole lot." In the crowd, I spotted Frank leaning against the door, even clapping after spotting me. It all clicked. Frank was rejecting me by shoving me into someone else's arms. William saw Frank and called over. "Frank, get my jacket, would you?" Sensing something was off, my friends and my bestie led everyone away from the second floor. When Frank fetched the jacket, I sat on the couch obediently in William's hoodie. Some looked calm on the surface, though they'd been gone a while already. William chatted a bit with Frank in a thin t-shirt and then shut the door. The door clicked, and I jolted. "What's up?" "HM?" William crouched in front of me, his intense eyes up close. "You said you liked me, then why were you all over my roommate?" he asked, curious. It dawned on me that William meant Frank. Looking into William's probing gaze, the words tumbled out. "Tactical maneuvering, you know. Surely you get it? Otherwise, you'd never be this surprised tonight." William pressed his fingers on the sofa, slightly pinning down my cat tail, speaking meaningfully. "Well, true enough, girlfriend. Frank wished us well, asking us not to forget a dinner invite." I followed William out of the party villa all deflated. William stopped in the breeze, pulling my hand from the hoodie pocket to hold. "Post-confession, don't you want to hold hands? I see you're into it, so come on." His slender fingers laced through mine, and I stared at them in a daze. No romantic thoughts came, my mind was stuck on why it was William in that room. How could I break up with William? The ride William hailed came quickly, and he tugged me into the car. But the route didn't seem like the way back to school. William, isn't this going a bit too fast? We're still students. Isn't this kinda bad? My fingers twisted nervously in his palm, starting to writhe. William leaned over playfully. Thinking what, girlfriend? Just a traffic jam, had the driver change routes. His mild scent drifted my way. Don't get so close. I nervously pressed against his shoulder in protest. William paused, then squinted, gripping my waist. Clara, is this any way to confess? William's coldness voiced his major displeasure. I mumbled shyly it was just me being bashful. When we got to the school gate, William told me to wait there for a bit. I watched him walk away and, hands shaking, dialed Frank's number fast. Frank, what's really going on today? I yelled over the electronic music noise blasting in the background on his end. Frank sounded nonchalant, almost like he didn't care. You wanted to date, right? I found someone reliable for you, he said. You know, Clara, I'm not fit to be a boyfriend. I only see you as a sister. William's got a lot going for him, and he's interested in you. I'm just lending a hand here. Tears filled my eyes instantly, and I choked up as I questioned Frank. So, you saw my messages and deliberately pointed William my way? I asked. But I'm not interested in him. I'm into you. You're well aware of that, so why are you ignoring my feelings? What do you see me as, or William for that matter? Frank's light laughter came through the phone loud and clear. Clara, relax, he said. Feelings need time to develop, you know that? I wouldn't steer you wrong, trust me, okay? Just then, William came back into view, and I slowly calmed down. All right, I'll give it a shot with him, then. Don't you regret it, I warned. Frank chuckled again. I could never. I'm just here wishing you the best. After hanging up, I wiped away my tears. Bring it on, I thought to myself. Frank, you better not regret this. William got closer and handed me a warm drink. Figured you might be too worked up to sleep tonight, so I got you some good sleep juice, he chuckled. I looked at the drink in my hands, which was the color of herbal medicine, and felt a little emotional. Was William seriously this considerate? I wondered why Frank would do this to me. You dressed as Catwoman at a costume party to confess your crush, yet he pushed you on someone else? My best friend shouted indignantly. Even if that someone else is William, who's pretty well known. Though, you could say it's still keeping it in the family. I sat on my bed, feeling completely out of it. Yet I shot back at Nancy, what are you talking about? It might be harsh, but isn't it true? Yes, Frank is impressive, but so is William. I mean, on our first group dinner, I'll admit William caught my eye more. Since I was a kid, I've always seen Frank as a goal and pursued him unwaveringly. Surely, he knows where I stand, I've been clear since day one of college. But he pushes me towards someone else, like a brother helping a sister. I felt disappointed, but that wasn't the main issue at hand. I got out of bed, handing my phone to my best friend Nancy. Check out William, I said. Nancy squinted at the phone and gasped in surprise. Official on social media. Just like that? She exclaimed. Must have snapped it on the way back to school, I had no clue. William's social media was clean, with the newest post being a dimly lit picture of us holding hands, a simple caption underneath, girlfriend. Well, then, why not give it a shot with William? Annoy Frank, that heartless dummy. It's not like you need him, he even said William's into you. I sighed, looking at Nancy's defiant expression. It's just not that simple, I thought. Sure, William can be grumpy, but I don't want to use him as a stand-in. Nancy shook her head. No, sweetie, William's not just some stand-in. He's your boyfriend now. Just focus on dating him. The next morning, I woke to find I'd started my period. Cramps kicked in, with an early class on top of everything. Nancy reminded me to use a heating pad, but I was rushed for time after getting ready that I forgot it, realizing only after I sat in class. Then, a message from William popped up on my phone. I'm at the back door of the classroom. Rolling my eyes, I thought my cramps got even worse. Get out here, I'm coming in otherwise, the text read. Was William the kind of boyfriend who loved being overprotective? There wasn't much choice, so I headed for the back door. William leant coolly against the door in his black jacket, looking effortlessly handsome. He held a warm soy milk, fried dough sticks, and custard buns. Here, breakfast, William said, handing them over and lightly holding my hand. Your hands are freezing, aren't they? He asked gently. The warmth spread through our joined hands, and surprisingly, I didn't pull away. Guilty or touched, I resolved to genuinely date William. I'm on my period, and my stomach hurts, I admitted softly. William's expressive eyes lowered slightly. Man, Frank is lucky, he noted. How'd he end up with a sister like you to be all cutesy with him? Does it hurt bad? Want to head back to rest? He offered. I shook my head, tugging lightly on his jacket. I want a hug, I whispered. William wrapped me in his arms just as I heard Frank's familiar, angry voice asking, "What are you two doing here?" After class, William walked me back to my dorm. At the dorm entrance, I felt compelled to explain, who knows what's gotten into Frank today. Just ignore him. William chuckled. Siblings get protective. I get it, he said. Get inside and rest. Call if you need anything. I didn't realize that after I turned away, William's soft expression was replaced with one shrouded in darkness. Back in the dorm, I collapsed into bed and napped till dusk, startled awake by a phone call. Hello? I mumbled sleepily. Frank's voice came through. Clara, I'm wasted. Can you pick me up? He pleaded. I'm not feeling well. Figure it out yourself, I grumbled, sore from head to toe, not wanting to budge. Clara, are you ditching your brother for a boyfriend already? Should I tell William who you originally planned to confess to last night? Frank teased smugly. The second I pushed the door open and stepped into the KTV room, I was hit with a thick cloud of smoke. I couldn't even spot Frank before a bunch of people started cheering, and someone shoved me onto the couch. Frank's dare target is here. I turned my head, totally confused. What dare? Frank just got dared to kiss the first girl who walks in. And guess what, that's you. Frank was clearly a bit tipsy, his smile looking pretty hazy. Clara, you wouldn't embarrass your bro, would you? I paused for just a moment and then answered, nope. Frank gave a knowing grin, reaching out to pull me closer. But I coldly raised my hand and slapped him with all I had. As Frank's face turned, the room went silent. I got up without a word. Frank, don't be an ass with me. He was drunk, forgetting I was dating his roommate William. Let's just all pretend nothing happened. I coughed a couple of times, spotting some tea on the table before leaving. Hey bro, sober up. I'm out. I left the bar, glanced at the time. Dorm's already locked. Feeling irked, I checked my phone and saw William's unread messages. Still feeling sick. Get some rest. Good night. I replied, good night. Then I checked into a hotel nearby. Next morning, after a good sleep, I headed back to the dorm. Frank was there on a bench with a big bag beside him, looking wrecked. Frank always does this. From the first time I told him in high school he was my crush and he turned me down, he'd make me feel bad then do something nice. But I'm no longer that high school girl. I was gonna walk past him, but he noticed. Clara, still mad? Frank handed me the bag. Your mom sent you some clothes for the season. It's heavy, so I brought it over. I didn't say anything, just took it and turned to leave. Frank stopped me again. Clara, your bro was just drunk yesterday. You're not mad, right? You already slapped me. Are you still mad? I said coldly, serves you right. Frank gave a helpless smile and ruffled my hair. I tried to dodge, failed, and got even more annoyed. Whether you drink or not, what's it got to do with me? I turned around and saw William leaning against the dorm building. Cold sweat ran down my back. William? When did you get here? William didn't say anything, but tossed a cake into the trash. I got you a strawberry cake, but I guess you don't need it now. Frank chuckled behind me. I gave a soft laugh too and calmly turned to Frank. Frank, I just want to date William without you butting in, okay? Back in the dorm, Nancy was just waking up and freshening up. Hey sweetie, you back? Seen William? What? As I sorted my clothes, I asked, William messaged me on WeChat last night asking about you, 'cause you weren't replying. He's worried. I felt uneasy. What did you say? Nancy looked puzzled. I said Frank took you out, then I ran into William waiting for you downstairs. I face-bombed. So from William's angle, I stayed out with Frank all night, and when he came with a cake he saw me flirting with Frank? I had just decided I wanted to try and make this chaotic relationship work. Now it's even messier. I remembered William's deep eyes looking at me, those moments he held my hand and hugged me. I didn't want this to end now. I checked William's class schedule. Just one afternoon class. Avoiding running into both William and Frank, I found from William's roommate he's heading to the basketball court after class. I dressed in a knitted skirt and coat, deciding to wait for him at the court. But the court was huge. It took me ages to spot him. Standing outside the court, William quickly noticed me. This time though, he was distant and aloof, like when we first met. Only gave me a glance before focusing back on the game. In the cold weather, he was just in a sweatshirt, wearing a headband. I found a seat nearby and put the drink I got for William beside me. When he took a break, I approached him. William, I got you a drink. He stayed indifferent, didn't speak, but took the drink. Is that your girl? Wow, William. You guys are so lovey-dovey. William simply said, girlfriend. Before heading back to the game, William's tone stayed cold. It's too cold, go back inside. I held his hand. Will you come find me if I do? William didn't answer. Just avoided my hand and shoved his jacket into my arms. If you're okay waiting, I don't mind. Watching him play, I felt the strong, aggressive pull from Frank was different here. William was tougher, more skilled, with great aim. Not to mention, his abs looked amazing when his jersey lifted a bit. Of course, whenever I peeked, I'd get William's judging look. As I waited, it got darker, and my stomach started to ache a bit again. I rested my head on my knees, slowly dozing off. Clara? Clara? When I opened my eyes again, I felt lightheaded and dizzy. William was crouched next to me, eyes full of worry and guilt. What time is it? It's almost 9 o'clock. The sports field is buzzing with people, and I notice them glancing at William and me as we whisper. I don't care about the stares, I'm just glad to finally explain things to William. Last night, Frank called me out. We had a fight, and I missed the dorm curfew, so I stayed at a hotel. I only ran into him this morning, and we argued again. It's not what you think. Frank and I are just like siblings, really. William's gaze is fixated on my lips, a little too intensely. I suddenly realize how close William and I are. Before I can process, William scoops me up by hooking my leg. Okay, I believe you. I cling to William's neck, startled. What are you doing? There are so many people. William calmly carries me across the field. My girlfriend. I can hold you whenever I want. Sitting in the car, I feel even dizzier. William gets in, and as he leans closer to buckle my seatbelt, he brings his forehead to mine. I catch William's familiar scent. Clara, you've got a fever. I wrap my arms around William's neck. I guess so. I'm a bit dizzy. William's breath gets closer as I gently tug on his hair. If you kiss me now, you'll catch it. In an instant, he captures my breath, and a cool kiss lands on my lips. I need to catch it right now. When I regain consciousness, I'm leaning against William's chest, watching his Adam's apple move. Where are we? In the elevator. Taking you to my place, a private doctor's waiting there. I lean into William's neck and impulsively bite him. It's just a little fever. Medicine should do the trick. William takes a deep breath and leans back against me. Baby, you're sick. Don't tempt me. I close my eyes and drift off again. When I wake up, it's dim, with a small nightlight casting a soft yellow glow, and William's scent is all around. I hear a muffled voice outside. She's on her period, got a fever from the cold and exhaustion. How are you taking care of her? My bad. After the fever meds, she should sweat it out and get better. Just make sure she eats something nutritious yet light. The door opens, and I see William quietly squatting beside my bed with a cup of water. My waist still aches, but I turn to look at William. Awake? I nod slightly. William touches my forehead and checks my neck. Still warm. The doctor said you'll sweat it out soon. I blink. I don't feel like sweating. In the pale light, I see William's bright eyes, and I hold his hand on the bedside. William, can you help me out? William takes a deep breath. Then he covers my eyes, and a fiery kiss falls on me. The kiss is so intense I start sweating a little. When William's long fingers feel the dampness at my nape, he stops. You're burning up. Get some sleep, you'll feel better when you wake up. When I wake again, I feel much better, but I'm sticky and uncomfortable. This time, the room's pitch black, so dark I can't see my hand in front of my face. I prop myself up, pull off my knit dress, and toss my bra aside. Just as I'm about to collapse back onto the pillow, I hear a noise from the chair across the room. I let out a surprised yelp and clutch the blanket, asking in the dark. William? Yeah, I'm awake. You feeling better? William's voice is raspy. I relax a bit. Yeah, I think the fever's gone. I remember my night blindness. What's dark to me might not be dark to others. Were you here the whole time? You didn't, see anything, did you? See what? I just woke up. I was worried you might feel sick overnight, so I stayed. Anyway, I'm stepping out. The bathroom's stocked with toiletries, and I left some clothes in there. Use them after you wash up. I nod slightly, trying hard to ignore the tension in the air. William quickly leaves, and I fumble for the light before heading to wash up. When I walk out in William's sweatshirt, I can smell something delicious from the kitchen. Didn't know you could cook. William sets the porridge on the dining table and touches my forehead again. You really have cooled down. At the table, I stress to William. Thanks for yesterday, for the doctor and taking care of me. William sits next to me, tilting my chin to look at him. Clara, yesterday was my bad. I got a bit jealous and angry, but I forgot about your period. Didn't pay attention during the game. Sorry. Won't happen again. William's sincere gaze makes my heart melt. Is this what it feels like to be cherished and loved? Frank, I must really thank you for bringing William to me. After breakfast, William says he'll wash up and take me back to school. He also tells me my clothes were sent for cleaning and will be returned soon. While William's in the shower, I grab his tablet to play. His style is so minimalist. I open his digital notes and see some of his class notes, which weirdly charms me. I've always admired serious people, about life, about studies. Suddenly, the doorbell rings. I figure it's the delivery, so I put down the tablet and answer the door. But it's Frank outside. He reeks of alcohol, and upon seeing me, gives a knowing look. He barely contains his anger and bluntly asks, "Where's William?" What right do you have to ask me that? This is my boyfriend's place. Now, please leave. I get irritated just seeing Frank's self-righteous look, wishing he'd disappear right now. Frank steps closer to me. Clara, don't forget who you like. I yelled back at Frank, just as angry. Yeah, liking you was the biggest mistake I've ever made. I've had nothing on my record, but liking you is my biggest stain. Frank's expression suddenly turned self-mocking. So, it's past tense now, huh? But I'm not giving up, Clara. The sound of running water in the bathroom stopped. Frank only noticed this then. His eyes scanned me before fixing on my neck. Wow, Clara, look at you. The bathroom door opened, and William walked out in a robe. What's your problem? Instinctively, I moved towards William, who put his arm around me. She just got over a fever, and you're yelling at her? Some brother you are. Frank obviously noticed the faint red mark on William's pale neck. He went silent and left, slamming the door behind him. I buried myself into William's embrace. I feel like I don't know him anymore. William gently stroked the back of my neck. I took a deep breath. William, let's go on a date this weekend. I planned a perfect weekend date for William and me at the amusement park. I once wanted to go with Frank, all hopeful about us. Now, it's William and me at my favorite amusement park. Meeting William at the amusement park's entrance, I saw he had coordinated his outfit to match my jacket. Ah, nice touch. I bounced over to William with the foxy and bunny headbands I'd prepped. Wanna wear one with me? William, tall and smiling fondly, bent down. Of course, you call the shots. Seeing William, usually cool and handsome, letting me put on the fluffy headband felt bittersweet. I really wanted to kiss him. I pulled out the Polaroid. Let's take a selfie, okay? Before it even focused, I saw Frank walking towards us. A bad feeling overwhelmed me, and I instinctively gripped William's hand tighter. Frank wore a gentle look, addressing William. William, want to know the truth about the night Clara confessed? Without waiting for an answer, he rambled on. Do you know why I asked you to turn off the lights and stay in that room? Or why Clara dressed as Catwoman? I couldn't look up at William, feeling myself trembling. Frank showed William our chat logs from that night. It was clear in the messages. I asked Frank to meet me in that room to tell him something. William's grip on my hand tightened. It's because Clara always liked me. That night was meant for me, her confession to me. If I hadn't sent you in, she'd be with me now. She dressed as Catwoman because I like cats. Frank's gaze finally settled on me. Your brother knew about your night blindness. It was deliberate, but can you forgive me once more? William's calm voice cut in. So you're saying you used Clara's feelings against her? When she confessed earnestly, you pushed her away. What makes you so sure she still likes you? Frank's explanation didn't affect me. But when William questioned him, all my frustration and bitterness spilled over. I tugged on William's shirt gently. William. Seeing his cold expression reminded me of my fears from the confession night. In the beginning, it was a misunderstanding. But later, I really... Frank's scoff interrupted me. Clara, you mean to say you fell for William so quickly? You think he'll believe that? I hesitated momentarily. Should I say yes or no? Would William believe me? William, I have feelings for you, you know that. William's eyes focused on me, something breaking inside as he let go of my hand. He left without turning back. I slapped Frank, then blocked him for good. Frank seemed shocked by my decisiveness. Clara, what are you doing? I never want to see you again. William left, and my tears welled up. But I knew chasing him wasn't the priority now. I needed to deal with Frank, the one always stirring things up. Clara, do you know what you're saying? Have you forgotten how you've tried to be with me these last 3 years? Tears in my eyes, I looked right at Frank, right, and because I know how you treated me all those years, being with William showed me what a healthy relationship truly is. It's not stringing along many girls without commitment, nor being nice and withholding love, or trapping me with lies. You're the one who told me to give William a chance. After trying, Frank, you're really awful. When I laid my feelings bare, did you ever notice? Frank, you didn't ignore me, you just thought I'd follow you like I did as a kid. Frank's gentle demeanor cracked. He wanted to speak but gave up once he heard my last words. Frank, I'm not a kid anymore. Letting go of someone who's not that great isn't as hard as you think. Liking someone who's genuinely awesome is pretty easy too. Because of you, my date with William was ruined and I'm really upset. I didn't want to let him down. I wiped my tears and repeated what I said at the start. Frank, I don't want to see you ever again. But it seems like William has blocked me too. He's not replying to my messages, and I can't find him anywhere. No choice, I had to wait outside his place. For several days, I waited until one night I finally saw William. The usually clean-cut William had a slight smell of alcohol on him. When he saw me, he instinctively came over, held my hand, and touched my forehead. After making sure I was all right, he quickly let go, gave me a cold look, and headed for home. I dashed forward and gave William a big hug. William, I'm here, do you still want me? William was stuck, unable to move, and didn't dare throw me off. Clara, stop messing around. You know I don't fall for that. Pressed against William, I mumbled, you liar, you totally fall for it. William had no choice but to take me home, then he looked at me coldly and asked, so you're here because you like me? Of course. William didn't look too happy when I answered so quickly. I don't believe it. William let me stay in the guest room, treating me like we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend. But he still prepared clothes and toiletries for me, plus hot milk and a late-night snack. Isn't he mad at me? Why take such good care of me? William, you faker. When I tried sneaking into his room at night, I found the door was locked. Gosh, he's hard to please. Annoyed, I sat in the living room staring into space until my eyes landed on William's jersey on the balcony. Late at night, I posted a carefully staged photo on my social media. I'm really falling for him. It was a selfie of me in William's jersey, taken in dim light. All our mutual friends between William and Frank started commenting. Whoa, William's jersey. What are you two up to so late? Curled up on the sofa, I slowly typed, trying to win over my boyfriend. Suddenly, the bedroom door opened, and I jumped. William stood there in just gray sweatpants, holding his phone. The lighting in the room was so poor that I couldn't make out his features. Clara, if you stare any harder, your eyes might pop out. I chuckled awkwardly and lowered my head. Is it that noticeable? William came over, and before I could look up, I heard the floor lamp switch off, plunging the room into darkness. With my night blindness, I felt super uneasy, seeing nothing but smelling William's faint scent. Grabbing William's arm, I said nervously, William, let's talk, don't turn off the lights. My other hand reached for the switch, but William easily pinned me to the sofa. What was that post about? William leaned down, his breath tickling my lashes. I started breathing heavily too. It was my way of making it public, the declaration I owed you. William's nose brushed against mine. So, you really like me now? My right hand was guided down and I couldn't stop it from trembling as it felt his muscles. Hey, that's not fair. I was shaking all over, my face and neck burning up. His hand moved mine over his abs and I felt like losing it. Say something. William gently urged me. I couldn't take it anymore, so I sat up and bit him playfully. William, I really like you, it's hopeless, I'm a goner. Please, I can't take it anymore. His hand brushed my thigh, which caught his attention. What have you got under my jersey? I lifted the hem myself. The bunny you like, William. A special bunny just for you, William. William fiercely kissed me. Clara, you're asking for it. The next morning, waking up next to William, I felt a kind of peace. You awake? William pulled me into a lazy embrace and kissed my forehead. I kissed his Adam's apple. I already set things straight with Frank that day. He shouldn't bother us anymore. I used to like him, but now I only like you, William, just you. William chuckled softly in my ear, making me all ticklish. Did you really think I didn't know you liked Frank? Did you think I didn't know your confession that night wasn't for me? I turned to look directly at William. So you knew from the start, didn't you? Why didn't you turn me down? William brushed my hair aside and kissed my shoulder. Because I liked my roommate's sister. I wanted a chance for her to notice me. You're a serious type, Frank isn't right for you. I blushed, but I felt a bittersweet ache inside. Then why were you upset that day and wanted to leave? Baby, I was just a little sad because you hesitated. Have you figured it out now? William played with the bunny leg band that had fallen by the pillow. Yeah, I'm absolutely sure. How did you know I'd fall for you? Clara, I know myself too, you know. When I'm serious, I don't lose to anyone. William guided my hand back to that familiar place. With what I've got, I'd say you'll like me even more, right? I dove into William's arms and bit his collarbone. Shut up, William. I went to the amusement park with William again. We still dressed up as the fox and the bunny. William held my hand, carrying bags of souvenirs. It was always my dream to come to the amusement park with someone I love. So when you asked me out here, it was because. I looked into William's eyes and nodded. I really like you, only you. As night fell, the crowd gathered under the castle. Fireworks lit up the sky, and William leaned down to kiss me amidst the cheering. I'll kiss the person I love most under the fireworks. The first snow fell in that moment, and I saw my reflection in William's eyes. I think this winter will be the most anticipated one yet.